All right, guys, welcome to module number 2, titled, What Type of Business Do You Want? There is no real magic to being a good leader, but at the end of every week, you have to spend your time around the things that are really important, setting priorities, measuring outcomes, and rewarding them. Jeffrey R. Immelt, CEO of General Electric. There are a lot of reasons why people go out of business. You know, the statistics, we read about them all the time. 9 out of 10 companies go out of business within so many years. There's not really anything that actually stakes that statistic down. It's not really proven anywhere because everybody has a different number. But we do know that businesses die at a very high rate. And why is that? Well, I think one of the reasons why is because when you go into business for yourself, you're doing it with no clear outcome for yourself. The goal is just to start a business, right? I want to go into business for myself. I want to do this thing. And you don't really know what the end result is going to be. So I'm going to give you 2 options in this module, and I want you to pick one and understand how that's going to affect your future as an entrepreneur. So the first option is to literally grow the enterprise, the big multi-million-dollar company. Is that what you want for yourself? It might be. Now, you need to understand that if you go down that road, building an enterprise is going to require a lot of time and money and investment from you. So as your company starts to make money, you're not really going to be able to pocket that cash up front. You're going to be putting a lot of that cash back into the business to hire better people, to build better systems, to get a bigger office, to manage everything. It is a process. You're going to put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this enterprise. Now, the other option is a small business, more of an income stream that you might think of, right? So if you look at this course is a version of that. My other companies, Ignite Spot, Outsourced Accounting, and Reboot Marketing, they're enterprises. They have many people working for them. They have lots of money coming in through the door. This business, there are no employees. The business of starting is just me. What I've done is I've created an online course, and you have essentially paid me your hard-earned cash, which again, I'm very grateful for that, to attend this course. Now, this is another income stream for me, which is great, and if you decide to do that for yourself, it's a very different kind of business. You can start a small company that can be launched on the internet or can have a little space on Main Street that can just be you. And if that's what you want, that's great, but you got to get clear on that right now. You can't wait until 5 or 6 years you're in business to decide, you know what, I kind of want to be a small business, or I want to be an enterprise. You really need to know where you're headed in the beginning because it's going to affect every decision you're ever going to make. Pros and cons of the enterprise and the small business or the income stream. If you're running an enterprise, the pros are when you walk into that business after it's built and everybody's kind of doing their thing and it's a well-oiled machine. It is the coolest feeling in the world. You honestly feel like a king on the top of the mountain. Everybody's running in the right positions and they're working together and they're collaborating and the customers are being served, and it is this wow factor. It is like the fulfillment of a dream. You're able to also build a lot of wealth doing that because you have so much money coming in through the door. If you're smart with your money, you can use that to build your own personal empire, to grow more businesses, whatever you're going to do. The con of running an empire, there's a few. Understand that with empires come employees, and employees sometimes have bad days, and their bad days are shared with you, which can make your day a bad day. You're going to be tasked with HR problems and hiring problems and process problems and financial problems. And you know what? With an enterprise, you've got to make payroll every 2 weeks. And so if you don't have a good cash flow cycle in your business, it can be really, really stressful knowing that you've got 20 families that you're in charge of that you have to make sure get fed this week. And if you don't collect the cash to be able to make payroll, you're going to lose some sleep. I've coached a lot of entrepreneurs through that kind of business. I have literally sat down at the table with people and they have told me, Eddie, I don't have the money to make payroll this week. What am I going to do? And we have to get really creative and figure out how to solve that cash flow problem for them. This will happen to you. If you're going to run an enterprise, you need to be aware of that. Now, we're going to put a few things in place to help prevent that in later modules, but understand that there will come times when cash will be a problem because an enterprise just sucks that money up and it's using it at all times. Cash is your most important asset. Now, pros and cons of a small business or just another income stream while you have your day job. If you do this, right, you might be able to set up a business that's adding an extra $1,000 a month to your paycheck or $2,000 a month. I'm 100% grateful and in full support of that. If that's what you decide to do, know that it's a very different business. Obviously, that's not enough money to live on or to support your family on, but what that does do is give you extra income. And that gives you options to begin investing in future companies, to begin paying off your mortgage early, to maybe you've just got like 4 or 5 kids and they're all boys and they're going to be on the football team and they're eating you out of house and home. This money will pay for that so that you can still feel good about life and come home at night. Nothing wrong with a small business. It's very, very awesome if you can set that up and actually make it work. Just get really clear right now. Do you want a small business with an income stream where it's just you? Or do you want a full-on enterprise where you've got a full team going and you are trying to conquer the world? That's your homework in this module, guys. Get clear, enterprise or small startup, and why.